Hey, this is Matthew.
And this is Andrea.
Welcome back to Nerd News today, and it's time for another unboxing video.
Today, from Diamond Select, we have Marvel Gallery, Avengers Infinity War, Black Widow.
This is a PVC diorama of Black Widow, Scarlett Johannson, as she was seen in Infinity War. So this is the box that it comes in here, very large but compact box, which we've seen from the Diamond stuff. You know, they do a good job of keeping their stuff really well protected, but also not having boxes that are 3 times the size of the actual figure inside it.
Which we're very grateful for. The box itself is very stylish and interesting.
And best of all, it's got windows on each side, in fact. So you can see Black Widow from the left and from the right, and even from the top. It's got a little ceiling window.
Nice.
It's got a sunroof.
Sunroof, yeah. Oh yeah, and the back has a nice little recap of what's been going on with Thanos. I would prefer it if it said more about Black Widow, but it's good that we know, what's happening.
Basically, all the boxes from Diamond just have information on the movie. It's all the same on all the statues.
Yeah. It's just, saying, hey, Avengers have been taking care of everything, and now we gotta deal with Thanos. So this is sculpted by Rocco Tartamella and designed by Nelson X Asensio. I'm really glad that they put who designed it on. I think they deserve a lot of credit.
So now with all the packaging information out of the way, let's go ahead and bust ScarJo out of the package and take a look at Black Widow from all angles.
Okay.
So here's our Black Widow out of the package. You can see her in all of her glory. So this outfit is different from what we've seen Black Widow wear in the past because there's some green in here. It's not just a straight up black cat suit.
No, I believe this is when they were in hiding. So it was a little bit different, the vibe that she was going with. I kind of liked.
This is Black Widow incognito.
Yeah, and she's got the blonde hair, the little bit of color. I mean, yeah, Black Widow doing Black Widow things.
So what do we think about that Black Widow face?
So conflicted. It's a nice face. Let's start right there. It's a nice face. And it definitely has elements of ScarJo in there. Like, it does look like Scarlett Johannson. But at the same time, it's just a little off. I think it's with the eyes and or maybe the shape of the face. But it looks almost like it's a comic book version of Black Widow mixed together with Scarlett Johannson. It feels like it's a mix. It's still a nice face. I like it a lot. It's very dynamic. The only thing that I really could say that maybe I don't love is the black line of eyelashes / eyeliner around it, because the rest of her face is so light and her hair is blonde, her eyebrows are light brown, so that black really makes it stand out in a way that I think kind of detracts from it. But otherwise, I mean, I think it's a pretty okay face. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones that looks way better out of the package as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, in the window display it doesn't look quite as good. I can see what you mean by the black stuff as well around her eyes. Like, her eyelashes are painted on a little heavy.
Yeah.
From a certain angle, it's a lot more like Scarlett Johannson than from others, but I think it still reads as Scarlett Johannson.
Absolutely, and one thing that I do absolutely love is she has sort of like a little half smile, half smirk, and that's cool because you can actually see a little bit of the musculature in the cheek, kind of just a little raised, and I thought that was a really nice, fun, good aspect to put in there.
One of the things I'm also conflicted with is the pose, because it is a very unique pose. It really does stand out amongst the other statues in that she's like climbing over something, she's in mid-action pose, it's in some rubble. Like, I'm not even sure what scene this is supposed to necessarily represent, if any scene.
The only thing I can maybe think of looking at it, either Wakanda with everything going down, or maybe when they were going to pick up Scarlet Witch and Vision.
That's what I was thinking too, so it might be from that scene there, because it is kind of like, it's debris, but it's like city debris, so I'm not really quite 100% sure what it's supposed to be from. But, the poses, I don't know if I like it a lot, because it does hide her a lot. Diamond's doing a lot of posing right now where they're having people crouched, and I like it for some. I think this was not the right character to have that with. But then, Scarlett's also, compared to other characters and her role in the movies, I think that also causes some issues with how to pose her in a statue. Because especially in Infinity War, I mean, she was kind of really a non-issue for most of it.
I mean, she was there, it's just that they just dealt with her very differently.
Yeah, you see? You can't really even think about what her role. So it's like she kind
was
of...
there.
Basically, if you get the whole Infinity War set, she's going to be off to the side. She's not going to be in the front lines of your statue collection.
Okay, yeah, I'll agree with that.
It's kind of a weaker pose. I like it that it's unique, but if I am collecting it, I'm going to have it on display, but she is going to be off to the side just because of how she is.
Okay, so there was a lot of stuff about, hypersexuality and all that stuff in terms of the female comic book characters and their poses and everything. And I have to say, one thing I do really like about this is it's naturally sexy because that's just how her body is. But it's not over the top. It's a really cool I kind of like the pose to some extent. Like, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you about that, but I also like the pose because she looks like she's about to do something. She looks like she's in mid-action, and it's not overly weirdly posed. Like, her back isn't super abnormally arched, and she looks as though she's about to, you know, spring into action on top of someone.
And I also think it was very well designed to be such a weird pose. It actually works because there's a lot of straight lines going on. There's a lot of angles in this one in particular, and it's all designed very well because you have the lines coming off of this guardrail. You have the lines that are then mirrored by her staff and by her body. It's a lot of very simple angles. Even what she's standing on, it repeats a lot of those same shapes. So design-wise, it's actually very well thought out.
Oh, absolutely.
It just looks a little odd, really.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It was such a great idea, such a great design, and maybe the execution wasn't as good as it could have been.
It's a very challenging pose that they did. That's really what it comes down to. It's a very challenging, unusual pose for a figure.
And I think they were fairly successful. Maybe not as successful as they wanted to be, but there definitely is success in this. Like I like the one leg off of the thing, you know, off of the debris. I do like that part a lot.
So Black Widow is standing on kind of like a cityscape, but it's a cityscape in ruin, and she's on looks like probably is a piece of a building or maybe a cargo container of some kind.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't tell.
It looks like it's smashed into the ground.
Part of me also looks at it and goes like, oh, subway car? But it's too weird for that.
There's some kind of impact around it as well, you can see. But I do like how it's painted. This would be the kind of base where I actually kind of wish, like, if I could remove her, I'd use this for other toys even.
Okay,
It fits in pretty nicely as just a piece of debris.
Yeah, I like how they have railing over here. That part looks kind of nice. Like with the other statues that we've done, cool use of texture here. I mean, the base, the cargo, it's all very different. And her clothing is, again, it's all different textures that just work really well together. You can see the different fabric lines and how it's supposed to, you know, you can just see how it's supposed to be a little bit different. It's an interesting way. They use a lot of different textures. They make it all work. Yeah, there's not much more to say about that other than it looks really cool, particularly right over here on the side. Because that you have this vest thing, and then you see the leather from underneath, and it's just really nice. It adds a nice layer of dimension to it.
A lot of contrasting materials.
Yes.
So Black Widow also has her staff as her accessory in this, which is rubber banded to her hand. I don't believe that's because it's gonna like fall out of her hand. Actually,
No,
it
does move, but it looks pretty secure. I think it's there just in case.
Yeah, it's mostly there for display purposes. I'm leaving it in just for the time being. But if you do remove that rubber band, it should be fine. It should have no problem staying in place. So final thoughts on the Black Widow statue. While it's a little unusually posed, it's actually a much better statue than I first expected. I was kind of thinking this was going to be the stinker of the bunch. It's not one of the strongest of the group, but it's actually more thought out than I expected, and I like it way more now that it's actually out of the package.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. Seeing it in box, I was a little apprehensive. But I like it a lot more than I like it a lot more than I thought I would, in part because of the uniqueness of the pose, and because you could see how well thought out it was. I think anyone who's a fan of Black Widow, especially in the Scarlett Johannson version, I think most people would be happy with this. It's pretty good.
So that's our look at Black Widow from the Avengers Infinity War line by Diamond Select from their Marvel Gallery PVC figure series.
If you want to get a hold of one of these, you can find it at your local comic book store or online at Diamond Select's website.
So I'm Matthew.
I'm Andrea.
And we'll see you guys next time with some more review and unboxing videos here on Nerd News Today.